Hello folks, back to making a few videos here to try to help you out with your Dual Universe launch. We left off last time having done some setup, put some wings on some of our vehicles. I've since upgraded this one a little bit more, put a bigger engine on it and a few things. I've moved this construct over here using my move tool, which for me is 9. Moved it over closer because I'm going to tear it apart later. I also moved these lights out here. One of the most important things, you don't hear Ophelia talking over me because I finished the tutorial to get that out of the way. When I move these lights out here to light this up when it's dark, notice that a lot of these lights are white, like bright white. Boom. And this is the color that some of them were inside, like a milky white. They don't put off enough light. So what I do is I right click it, hit advanced, go to set RGB color, and if you know the number you can set it to pretty much any color, blue, red, yellow, whatever. But if you want to set it to bright white, it's 1.0 comma 1.0 comma 1.0 or 1.0, not O, and just hit OK, and boom, that light turns bright white. Right, so I did that to all the lights in here. I moved them all around a little bit. I went upstairs, and you can see this had 4 lights in it, and they were all this blue color, which is kind of cool. You set some mood lighting, but I wanted it to actually illuminate the area, so I did the same thing up here. I set all of this to except this one because I wanted to show you. Same thing. Just click on it. Come on, there we go. 1.0, comma 1.0, comma 1.0. I keep saying O. Alright. And so then now the lights are bright and we're all good to go. The only light I haven't changed is the silly place light down here under the miner. I'm just gonna, I don't care about it. Don't need it that bad. Those lights aren't that great. These are the brightest lights, so that's why I put them all out here. So got pretty good illumination with what we have left, and especially since we've changed the spectrum to be more of a bright white light instead of a kind of a milky soft glow. So anyway, find the color that suits you and make your lights whatever. You can even make the lights blink, like on a runway. You can put just the top of this light shining through the floor. Let's do that real quick. Let's hit B, go to build mode, hit 9 to move it, and let's move it over here, and let's just say this was my runway. I could go down through the floor. I could make it like on the end of the runway. Let's move it out to the end. You know, I can move on the end of the runway here and then say I want to have a flashing light at the end of my runway. I'm gonna move it down one more. Just want it sticking up just a little bit. So I'll put it like that, and then I can go in here and I can actually set this light to blink, right? Okay, there's all different ways to turn it on, blinking and everything. So just wanted you to understand that you could do that. I hit backspace just now to undo everything I just done and put the light back over here. Okay, but you can have like red blinking lights at the end of your runway. We've had that at one of our bases in beta for a long time. Before we get done and before the wipe happens, I'll take you guys to one of my buddy's bases that's set up pretty good, and he's a good shipbuilder, and show you some of the huge ships and some of the industry and things that you could expect to get over time. So, you know, what you see here is just a small starter outfit, right? It doesn't look very impressive. But I want to show you, before launch, I want to show you at 1 or 2 big, huge bases and some very large ships, just to kind of give you an idea of the different things. I mean, there's lots of people out there that review ships, like Rob Rants and different people like that. So you can go look at some of the older reviews and stuff. But I'll give you a real-time review right before the wipe of some of the bases and everything. So let's look at, so I went over to the market already and I bought a medium assembly line, so let's get that out and let's put it up. Let's see here. So that is actually I need to put it in this container because that's my primary container, and now it'll turn blue. I can use it. So we'll put it right over here. So take up my runway, right? I could put it over there. Oh, by the way, you can put these up in the air out of your way if you want. I don't want to do that. I'm going to actually put it right there on my runway. I'm trying to move it over here where it's taking up the least amount of room because I've got to have to put some other stuff out here eventually too. And I could go all the way up to the edge of this. See the little box of my small core? I've actually gone through it, so it turned red. So I'll go back one. We'll just leave it like that. All right. And I made a bunch of components. Actually, I have a couple of miners making here. I have several things going on. Apparently, my power systems don't have enough stuff, so I need to make more connectors. So I've got more connectors making before that. So that's why that little icon's there. But since I have let's see what I need, 50. So if I turn this to 50, it says I need 200 connectors. I only have 75, and I'm only building 110, so I still don't have enough. So I need to build some more. So we'll just go ahead and do a little extra. We'll put those in front of that, so there'll be enough connectors there. Oh, duh, I'm making connectors now. I don't need that many. All right, so I already have them going. I have two of the basic mining units small already. I made all the parts for them, right? So what I did is I went in here and I said, okay, I need to make, if I want to make 3, I need 20 basic fixations. If I want to make, I need 15 hydraulics because it's 5 per. I need 3 ore scanners, it's 1 per, and 3 basic frames. So I went and made all those parts, right? And sometimes to make the parts, you have to make this, and to make this, you have to make the pure. And you see where we're going with that. So it took a long time to do this, and I didn't want to keep you guys on tap for that. But if you look in my container, my linked container, you'll see all those parts are there, right? There's the frames, there's the hydraulics. So I have enough stuff to make 3 miners. So if you look at my nano pack, I'm only making 2 miners. Why am I only making 2 when I need 3? Because I have 1. I have 2 in my nano pack in queue to be crafted. That's 3, but I got 4 kinds of ore. Well, I kind of wanted to show you how to make them in here too, in the assembly. One of the things I don't have is the ability to use this element. So what do I have to do? I have to go to my talents. I have to go to industry. I have to go to assembly proficiency. This is a medium. And I have to train the talent. So I'm going to just use some of my points on it and be able to interface with it. Now, as soon as I train on it, I can interface with it. Now, level 1's not going to get me any proficiency with it, but it'll at least let me use it, right? It has no schematics in it, right? So let's look at what schematics we have. Okay, so these are the schematics I've made in my nano pack, right? So let's tier 1 small element. So that should be the schematics I need to make a tier 1 miner. So I'm gonna put that in there. Oops, sorry, goes over here. So now I have those schematics. I can put more schematics in there. I could put all of this stuff in here, right? I don't want to put my fuel schematics in there because they don't work in this machine, but I'll put the rest of the stuff in here. I think I put tier 1 medium so I can make medium containers, and tier 1 large so I can make large containers. Although I don't have a large assembly to do either one of these yet, so actually I might as well pull those out of there because I can't even use them in this one. So I'll just keep those. I'll just keep these in here, the tier 1 small, and we'll move forward with that. Now that I've put the schematic in there, I have 15 of them. I can go in here and say, okay, I want to make mining. Okay. Doesn't want to make mining units. Well, let's see what it can make. Industry and infrastructure, industry, look there, planet elements, core units, territory units. So there's lots of things we can make. I'll just go ahead and make the mining unit smalls in my nano pack and not worry about trying to make them here. Because apparently I selected the wrong one. Well, how can I figure that out? I can go in here and look at the mining units and it says United Basic Assembly Line Small. Okay, so you can't make them in a medium. Alright, so you're going to run into that stuff too. So the best thing to do is look in look in here, look in nano, and then unclick this to see things that you can make in assembly units and stuff. So if I want to make a basic mining assembly unit large, then I need a large assembly line, right? So I can't even make that in a medium. But in a medium, what I can make is I can make a large assembly line. So I'll set up and do that sometime here in the future. I can also make in this some of the other factory stuff I need to make parts. Like right now I'm making all the parts in my nano pack. I can make an electrical assembly to start making power systems. I can start making other pieces to make these other things that I have here. There's different factory components that you can use to make all that stuff, and I'll get all that going for you, and we can talk about how to do all that. But right now, let's go back to the nano pack. It's going to be just a little bit before we get all of that made, so I'm probably going to skip through to that. But I'm going to add one more mining unit to this. I'm actually going to take these off, and I'm just going to go ahead and add 3 and just make all 3. And it doesn't want me to add that to the queue for some reason. Oh, because I'm on a mining unit large. How about that? Okay, so we'll add that to the queue and move it back up to the top. Some of this other stuff we're doing for, I'll show you. I said I'd talk about fuel today. And we want to do a basic chemical, unit M. So basic chemical industry M. And you notice I've made most of the parts. What I haven't made, and I want to do 2 of these, one for Atmo fuel and one for space fuel. I could do both fuel in one and just switch back and forth and make what I need. So if you can only afford to make one, just make one and you can switch back and forth. I'm going to make 2. So I need, for 2, if I select 2 here, I need 50 basic power systems. So you can see I'm making the power systems. Before I make the power systems, I have to make the basic connectors because I don't have enough. If I'm making 50 of these. Alright, so I've got 75 of 200, but I've got some under construction right now. Here's 100 here, and there's another 110 here. I probably don't need to make that 110. I probably can go, let's see, well, we got 100. We've got 75, so we can just do 25 here and slow down the time it's going to take to do this. So let's change that. We'll make it 25. We'll actually make 30 because you make 10 per batch. And I'll just pump that up here. And so what we're doing is just setting up to have all the things we need to build. In this case, hitting K again. In this case, to build our chemical industry unit. So if I select 2, I've got almost enough power systems. I don't have enough pipe though, right? I need 12 more pipe. So I don't have enough to build 2. So I need to build some more pipe as well. So let me throw that in there. So you can build 10 at a time, so I'll do 2 of those. And so we'll put all that in here as well. Put that in the queue. I'm not worried about the basic mining units. I'll just stop the video and start back up when it's done and show you what we're doing there. One of the things I do want to talk about though is I'm hitting the J button. The J button lets me look in the market and see what's there, right? So I can say, okay, I want to buy a basic assembly line, right? I want to buy a basic assembly line medium like that one I bought and just placed right over here to the left of me. Where can I get that? Okay, well, I can buy it at Market One on Haven. That's my closest one, but I can also buy it at all these other markets. So I can look at all of these markets: Alioth, Haven, Ion, Jago, Lacabus, Mattis, all these other planets and moons where there's a market. Even this Tudo market, which is way out there, 631 SU away. That's about as far as I can imagine from where we are now. So just want to let you know that you can look and see what's at the market. You can see what the prices are. You can see, hey, if I want to sell ore, let's go to materials. Let's go to mineable materials. Let's go to ore. Let's go to tier 1 ores. Let's say I have a bunch of bauxite to sell. Okay. So what is the price? So there's buy orders out there from this is from the bots, right? So the bots are buying it for 25 per liter. So I get 25 per liter. But an individual out there has said, I have started up my factory and I don't have enough ore. I'm going to buy it for 25 and 1 cent. Right? So they want apparently around 50,000. They've already sold, they've already bought some maybe. Maybe they started out at 100,000. But they want some more for their factory, so they're saying I'm putting in a sell order. So what they've done is they are the buy order. So they put it in a buy order and they undercut the bot price, or actually overcut the bot price by 0.01, so that when you go to sell your ore, who are you going to sell it to? Well, you're going to sell it to whoever's paying the most. That's this person right here, and they're going to get your ore. They'll go to the market and pick it up. You'll get the money from them, and it's all done. It's all good. As long as they have the money to pay, right? This is a good example. You can go to market. If you've got stuff to sell, you can do the same thing. You can say, okay, when I go over there and I put my sell order in, the market price is this. Okay, let's go back. Let me find that. Let's go. Let's say that I have something bigger to sell. Let's say I have a basic container large. Say I just got my factory up and running. I have basic container larges. Okay. There are none on the market. What do I sell it for? Okay. So here's where you have to decide. Well, there's no supply, and there's probably a lot of demand for bigger containers. I can put a large price on it, right? So it's up to you to decide what you're going to price it at. What you need to do is establish a minimum, though. You want to say, okay, if it takes this much of these types of ore to make all of the stuff to make this container. So let's just say that it takes, 100 credits worth of ore, right? To make the container. That would be the minimum you'd want to sell it for, because if you can't sell the container for more than you can sell the ore, why are you going through all the time to build it and put it on the market, right? So at the minimum, you want to get the cost of the ore that it takes to create it, okay? Now, that should be just your baseline, not what you really want to sell it for. You want to sell it for profit. In this case, there's none out there. High demand, because during launch, people are going to be starting up. They're going to want larger containers, medium, large containers, stuff like that. You got to have a large assembly line to make that. So if you put those items on the market, it's going to be very profitable for you until you start getting competition when other people start putting theirs on the market. And then the price is going to level out and come down and be pretty steady after that. So once you start getting a larger quantity of stuff on the market, the prices will go down, right? You have more sources of supply, you have more people selling. But if you're the first one out there, what do you think how much money do you think people have? Okay, charge that. just letting you know what's going on there. I'm going to go ahead and look at my NanoPack here real quick. Will be a while doing this, so I'll go ahead and stop the video here, and I'll start it up again, and we'll come back and place those miners and be done with it. I'll see you all soon.